Hi guys, welcome to Share Bliss Wellness Break Live. Today we are going to be interviewing Bridget Beguin. Here we go. Girl.
Yay!
So I started doing your intro and then technology got the better of me. So
Typical.
So guys, this is Bridget Beguin. She runs a health coaching practice where she works one-on-one with people to help them live in a healthier body and a happier mind. After 17 years experience as a pharmacist, she realized that she needed a better solution to truly transform their health. This realization led her to become an international health coach and Reiki practitioner, and she focuses on helping high achievers who prioritize financial success at the expense of their health and relationships, addressing issues like poor sleep quality, unwanted weight gain, aches and pains, stress, and anxiety. There we go.
Pretty much sounds like everyone, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I relate to that so much. I think there's like so many of us, and I think that it's changing in the corporate world now. Like we see wellness being prioritized.
Yes.
But
Thank goodness.
mindset that, against working smart, instead people are just still working hard. They kind of get stuck on this hamster wheel.
Absolutely.
And I find that remotely, sometimes it's even worse because you're working at different desks. Maybe you're lying in bed even working, and working much longer hours.
Absolutely. And also, everyone's got the mentality of, oh, I'll look at my health later. I'll do it next week. I'll do it next year.
Yeah. And now it's the time.
Right now, every day.
Yeah, and it's ongoing. I think it's also like it's a lifestyle. It can't just be like one little thing, but lots of little changes. So tell us a little bit about your biohacking because it always fascinates me. I love the content you put out around controlling the stress because it moves away from this mindset of, well, I can't eat this and I can't eat that, but instead I can balance this in a healthy way.
Absolutely. So biohacking, everyone spits out that term, but no one really knows what it means. It's really like little scientific based shifts or changes that you can make to your lifestyle to just get your body and mind to do things that you want it to do. And there's supplements that help with biohacking, even simple things like the amount of sunlight you get, or putting on candles at night instead of blue lights, in your light bulbs. Those are all little biohacks. And what it does is it sends signals to your body and it gets you to perform in a way that's optimal. So there's lots of different biohacks you can
do. Like it's kind of using your brain to get your body to operate better, essentially.
Yeah, and it's I like the idea with biohacks is it can be such a small thing that you can add to your lifestyle and it can make a huge difference. So often it's overlooked and people think, oh, please, that's not going to make a massive difference. And they do. They really, really do.
Amazing. Yeah, I love it. I think that there's so much around just being able to control and being able to trick your brain into feeling good. So just a couple of ways on how that tell us more about how that manages weight gain and how that affects you holding on to weight and not losing weight with those stressful elements going on.
Awesome. So whenever it comes to weight gain and trying to lose weight, everyone thinks it's diet and exercise. That seems to be the main focus. I'm either clearly eating too much or I'm not working out enough. And it's actually, that's such a tiny part of weight loss. And in fact, you can exercise too much and then you cause weight gain. And that's where a lot of people get stuck on, is they think they've got to work out for a solid hour every day. And what that does is it actually puts you in a deficit of calories and too much of a cortisone release, and then you have weight gain. So stress and cortisol, that is the secret weapon, is trying to bring down your chronic high cortisol levels. When you do that, you're giving your body a chance to get into a fat burning mode. If you are someone that is not in a fat burning mode and you are permanently running in fight and flight mode, you're chronically stressed, your body is not going to look to burn fat. It is going to burn your stored glucose because you can imagine if you're in a fight and flight mode and you're panicked, you need a very quick energy source, which is
Yeah.
glucose. And you carry
Yeah.
a fair amount of glucose in your body. So no amount of exercise is going to make a difference, because whatever you're burning, you're just burning calories, you're burning glucose. And all you're going to do is get hungry and eat more, and then you just get in a cycle of just burning glucose, eating it and burning it. You're never getting to your stored fat.
And you also see, I mean, I definitely see it with people who've undergone like long stressful periods that you develop that spare tire around the
Absolutely.
mid
I mean,
100%
you noticed
glucose.
it, and I noticed it when we were getting married. You're so stressed around the time of getting married, and you feel swollen. You actually feel it everywhere. You feel it, especially in your abdomen and in your face. You get a little bit puffier, and that's cortisol. That's what it does. It just takes that sugar in your body and it stores it as fat. It's like a magnet for fat storage.
Crazy. And so, I mean, that's essentially also feeding inflammation, right?
It's
Holding
feeding
inflammation in the body.
inflammation, it's increasing your
Yeah.
blood pressure. I cannot tell you, if you manage to bring down cortisol, how much better your life becomes. You're not even aware that you're living in a chronic high cortisol stress mode. You're not even aware until you're doing the work, you bring down the levels, and then you realize it affects your blood sugar levels, so insulin resistance and diabetes. It affects your sleep. So your cortisol is meant to be really high, the highest at about 8 a.m., between 7 and 8 a.m. And you need that because you need that oomph in the morning to wake up, and you want to jump out of bed with lots of energy. And then as the day tapers on, you want it to get lower and lower and lower, so that optimally when you go to bed, your cortisol is almost non-existent and you fall asleep nicely. What's
Mm.
happening now is we're the complete opposite. We're waking up with really low cortisol where we feel burnt out and exhausted. You drag yourself out of bed, you drag yourself through the morning, you take a whole bunch of caffeine just to feel like you can get going. All the caffeine and the stimulants and the stress means by the end of the day, you are so high on cortisol. And that's the thing, we get almost addicted to that cortisol feeling because it's what gets you going. And then you don't sleep well. And then the cycle just repeats and repeats and repeats.
So give us three hacks, something that our followers can just like implement in their daily life, three little changes that could change your life.
Okay. So, I mean, I love that you did it this morning. The cold plunging is definitely one of them.
It's on my personal page if anybody wants to see me in a
And
semi-bikini.
I hope you don't mind. I just shared it on my story as well. So that is, and tell everyone how you feel. So it's obviously while you're
Amazing.
doing it, so do you feel quite a calm? Like,
Yeah, I mean, you definitely like you can only be present when you're cold plunging. Your mind is nowhere else. You're like right there. I think like what surprised me is how quickly the time went. I was
yeah.
expecting for it to feel like forever,
All right.
but before that, I'd only been in for 2 minutes, and I was like, I'm done. I
Amazing.
can get. I mean, I wasn't sure if it
Amazing.
was the right time after that, and my skin felt like prickly, but I could just feel so much circulation, and then I felt warm. I've
Absolutely.
like my really good. I felt energized,
You
and
don't feel like
now I feel really
you need to now grab a towel and you're shivering. You are, for a few minutes, you are burning up.
yeah, yeah. So
And
good.
then what you will enjoy now is for the next 3 hours is this feel good feeling and a calm, this absolute sense of calm. And that is the parasympathetic nervous system kicking in. It's taking you out of fight and flight mode. It's giving you a break from all that cortisone release, and you're just calm. So that is one of
Mm.
my favorite hacks. It's not easy to do, but it's definitely something that I would recommend everyone tries at least once, because
And
it's
how
all it
often should,
takes once and you're hooked.
like, how regularly should you cold plunge?
It depends really. Like, I would say at least 3 times a week. I think that's what most people are doing. Some people are doing it daily, but 3 times a week, even just once a week in the beginning.
Is good.
Yeah.
Honey?
So my second one would be deep breathing exercises. Without a doubt, that changed my life. It's called the
We're doing
478 breathing. Yeah.
good.
So it's breathing in through your nose for a count of 4, holding your breath for a count of 7, and then very slowly breathing out your mouth for a count of 8. And I do
Okay.
that every single morning for 10 minutes. I've done it for 2 years solidly, and it's really just giving your nervous system that connection and saying, you're safe, you're calm, this day is going to be good, and you get out of that fight and flight straight away.
Okay. Amazing.
And then
Amazing.
my third hack, which I've actually grouped, instead of sort of adding something, I would say the most important thing is to take things away from your life. And that would be sugar, alcohol, and stimulants like caffeine, if you could. Those three are massive, massive contributors to cortisol.
Yeah. I think it's you have to have a real consciousness, especially with sugar, to remove that because it's just in everything and
Everything.
it's everywhere. But, yeah, I suppose it's also around baby steps. Like start with one, cut
Absolutely.
out one.
Absolutely. That's it. Yeah.
That's
Make it easy. Just cut back, and then from cutting back, cut out one and see, change to decaf, just small things. But if you get to a point where you're not relying on those three things for, stress relieving and energy, your life is so much better without them. It honestly is.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. All right, Bridge, thank you so much for being here today. We like to
Pleasure.
keep it sweet. Tell our listeners or our followers rather how they can get hold of you. What's the best way for people to reach you? Because I highly recommend doing a coaching course with Bridget.
Thanks, Nate. Definitely through Instagram, so Health and Glitter. And then I also have YouTube going, same handle. Otherwise, on my website, which is healthandglitter.com.
Amazing.
Great.
Brilliant.
Thank you. Doing great work. Awesome. And have a
Thanks. So,
massage.
yeah, yeah, massages help with cortisol too, incidentally.
Absolutely. Without a doubt.
Yeah, yeah, all about wellness. All of these little things accumulated really do lead to a whole life, for sure.
Absolutely. Awesome. Thanks. I enjoyed it.
Yay, me too. Cheers.
Bye.